The transportation construction industry is facing a major problem. As projects become more and more complex, we're seeing a division of knowledge between designers, contractors, and engineers. A good example of this is last year in the United States, estimators spent 6.4 million hours counting things. And Sundt, being around in the industry for a while and having seen technology change, realized that there might be a better way. We've partnered with AGC and FHWA and other industry partners to see where our industry is trending. A good example of where we're headed is between 2013 and 2015, over 20 states self-identified as implementing 3D modeling technology into their design workflows, with the intent of giving contractors this data at bid time. Ultimately, they're providing a ton of new data, and nobody's quite figured out what to do with it yet. But the Construction Toolkit gives contractors the ability to leverage this data and reduce that 6.4 million hours of counting down to 1.2. Imagine a stockbroker going from paper-based trades to all digital, where they could make trades instantly.
CTK supports parametric modeling based on minimum viable geometry. In this example of a retaining wall alignment, we see many data points on the construction documents. By extracting just the minimum viable geometry into an Excel spreadsheet, we can quickly and easily recreate this alignment in 3D. By using parametric tools that incorporate the design specifications for such an MSE wall, we can see this recreation happen in 3D very quickly. In the process, we address all quantity types, including volumes, areas, lengths, counts, and weights, to address the scope of need for an estimator on a construction project. The byproduct of this process is a 3D model, which we can use to visualize and validate the results.
Looking beyond construction documents, when a design team provides us digital data, we're able to select design components, just 3D line strings or polylines in 3D, and able to say there is a retaining wall between these two. The software parametrically fills that in. So instead of having to enter data into Excel, we can do it in a few clicks in the CAD environment. And beyond being able to see that 3D model in quantities, we're also able to zoom out a little bit and see the full design at a project level to understand how it needs to be installed or what the specific sequence of work needs to be. We're also able to take that digital data and put it in Google Earth. Where a spreadsheet has no value at all, we can take this 3D byproduct from our estimate process and look at it in Google Earth, share it with everyone on the project team to understand what the phasing implications are. Thinking about the design build and P3 realm, we're able to sync with the design team's digital data and with a single refresh button be able to recreate a fully loaded 3D model that has quantities baked into it, allowing us to analyze phasing, sequencing, and design options practically overnight instead of having to spend weeks and weeks quantifying each design iteration.
Beyond quantities, CTK supports automated machine guidance, or AMG. From the same model, this design intent is transferred from the office to the field. In this way, the excavator operator is able to use the exact same information in the field to build the work. Ultimately, the Construction Toolkit helps to resolve the industry problem, converging knowledge back into a single information source.
The Construction Toolkit has an industry-wide impact. Looking at the inefficiencies of the design bid-build process, you see between 3 and 12 contractors on every pursuit spending time counting things on plans. On the CMAR/CMGC realm, we see 3 or 4 design iterations being quantified, and on design build, you want to cram as much estimating as you can into that window because Vantage increases. Thinking about those processes with the CTK, we're seeing no time spent on quantification, and we're also seeing a reduction in AMG and survey data prep. On the CMAR/CMGC, we can do more design iterations. And also, we don't have to document the design through PDFs or construction documents every time, because all that information is baked into the design model. On design build projects, we're able to practically quantify every single night and just focus on evolving the design and making sure that the estimate accurately represents the level of effort for construction means and methods. Looking beyond technology that's available today, the CTK enables things like generative design. Since QTO time and estimating time is dropping drastically, we're able to analyze MSE wall, retaining wall, or sloped wall overnight and be able to provide that feedback to the estimating team, ensuring that the infrastructure that's designed is the best fit for that particular location. Ultimately, the CTK is changing the industry. It has a very low barrier to entry. We're seeing that it's converging knowledge sources onto that information model and allowing information to be generated once and acted on multiple times downstream. This is something that's going to change our industry and allow us to become much more efficient in designing and construction.